Christy, welcome back to my channel and welcome to card 13 in my 2016 holiday card series. Today I'm going to be using this new stamp set by CC Designs. This is called Snowman with Squirrel, and I'll also be using the Comfort and Joy 6x6 paper pad by My Mind's Eye, and there's a look at some of the patterns. A lot of them have glitter on them. So I have stamped my image onto some Tim Holtz watercolor cardstock using VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I did stamp on the smooth side. This cardstock has a rough and a smooth side because I wanted to use my Derwent Inktense pencils. I haven't used these pencils in a while, so I thought I would break them out for something different today. So I'm starting out with the lightest blue in this 24 count set, and it is called Iris Blue 0900, and it's still a pretty intense color, so I'm just scrubbing it very lightly onto the paper, and then I'll actually be blending everything out with my Spectrum Noir clear sparkle pen rather than water. And that's going to give everything a really pretty shimmer that I thought would work great for this image. So I'm just continuing to shade the lower portion of his body. And as I said, I did stamp this on the smooth side of this watercolor paper. Originally I had stamped it on the toothy side because I usually prefer that look, but the pigment from the pencil kept falling into the little grooves and it was really hard to get a pretty blend. So I ended up discarding that one and re-stamping it on the smooth side, and that worked much better for me. So that's just something to keep in mind if you decide to use these kinds of pencils, that they do require a smooth surface for good blending. I also took my blue pencil and just sketched out a little bit of a horizon line behind the snowman, and I'll blend that out as well. And that will just help him to look like he's part of a scene instead of just floating there in the middle of the cardstock. Now I'm going to take Ink Black 2200 and Charcoal Gray 2100, and I'm going to shade in the snowman's top hat. I'm just putting the darker color on the outside edge, and once I have that laid in, I will take the second color and just add a little bit of shading so that it'll gradually fade to a shine in the center of the hat there. And then I'll just take my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen and I will drag the color from either side towards the center and then cover up that middle portion to create that highlight. For my snowman scarf, I'm taking Teal Green 1300 and Field Green 1500. I'm using the teal green to lay in my shadows, and then just adding that field green to kind of add another layer of depth, and then leaving some white space so that I have room to push that color around and soften it up a bit. And I know it's hard to see on camera, but this sparkle pen does add a lot of shimmer to the colors, and it looks very pretty and festive in real life. For the snowman's branch arms, I started out with Mustard 1700, but I ended up thinking that was a little too yellow, so I added some Willow 1900 right over top and just blended that together. For the snowman's carrot nose, I used Tangerine 0300. I went back to my Ink Black 2200 to color in the little pieces of coal on the snowman's belly. For his hat band and the bow on his hat, I used Chili Red 0500 as my darkest shade, and then I added Poppy Red 0400, and then just leaving that highlight again as I did on the top hat. And then I'll just blend that out. I wanted to give him some rosy cheeks, but there's no light pink in this set, so I'm using the Fuchsia 0700 and just putting it on very lightly and then blending it out. I went back to the Mustard 1700 for the little peanut sack. I just use that really lightly as well, since that's the lightest brown shade in this set. I used Baked Earth 1800 for the peanuts. For the 3 adorable little squirrels, I used Willow 1900 as my darkest shade and the Baked Earth 1800 as my medium. I think these squirrels are so cute. They're what totally sold me on this set. The snowman is pretty cute too, but I was all about the squirrels. And I thought it was super fun that they tucked that one right up under his hat. By the way, if you saw my haul video, I mentioned that these CC Design images that I had picked up were made in Canada. I was actually mistaken, so thank you to those of you who corrected me. They are actually made in the United States. I got mine at Marker Pop, and I'll have links below the video if you're interested in picking them up there. To finish off my scene, I'm going back to my Iris Blue 0900, and I'm just kind of coloring in a light blue haze right around the images. I'm using the very side of my pencil so I can get just a very light layer of that pigment, and it's kind of going to create a halo effect that doesn't show up really well in the final pictures, but in real life you can see it. It's just very subtle. I flipped my image upside down so I can keep my hand comfortably moving on the side there so I don't get any streaks that I don't want. And then I'll just blend that all out until it fades away using the Spectrum Noir Sparkle Pen once again. And I'll hold that up to the camera so you guys can hopefully see all that shimmer. I die cut my focal panel with the Lawn Fawn Stitched Oval Stackables die. My card base is a piece of Lawn Fawn Black Licorice cardstock, scored and folded to a standard portrait style card. And then I'm using a couple different pattern papers here from that collection I showed you, the Comfort and Joy from My Mind's Eye. The chevron pattern here that I'm gluing down has some glitter to it, as well as the mitten pattern paper that I've cut down into a square. That one is a bit more subtle. It just has a little bit of glitter on the backs of some of the mittens. So I'm just getting that situated on the card how I want it, making sure that it's where I want that oval to be. So it's a little bit higher than center. And then I'm going to take this last little piece, this really pretty plaid, and I'm going to just lay that right across the center to kind of break up that pattern. I've added some Scotch 3M foam tape to the back of my focal panel, and now I'm just going to make sure that that's straight on the card, and then I can give that a press down. I've stamped out my sentiment onto a die cut banner, and that sentiment is from the CC Designs Snowman Sentiments stamp set. Super cute set, and you can see right on the back it does say Made in the USA. So the sentiment reads, "Some people are worth melting for," which I thought was so cute. So I'm adhering that with some Tombow Mono multi-glue in the center and foam tape on either end. And there is the die that I used to cut that out. It is from the Neat and Tangled Scalloped dies. And as a final embellishment, I'm going to take one of these little poinsettia flowers. This is from the Christmas Accents package. It's either from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I can't quite remember. I definitely bought them last year. But I'm going to adhere that with a little Tombow Mono multi-glue. And that is going to complete our card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give you one last look at the shimmer on that. I hope it picks it up. It's so sparkly in person. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll add a couple extra videos here that you might be interested in the meantime. And thank you for all your comments and thumbs up. I really appreciate all of it. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you. Just go ahead and click on my picture. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.